Plenty of empty seats in the Estadio de Gran Canaria this evening. Of course, a very open stadium, but you don't mind that when the temperatures are in the upper teens, and yet you find yourself in January. Although Las Palmas are feeling the heat, there's no two ways about that right now. Just 11 points from the opening half of this La Liga season. Just 3 victories, 2 of those coming right here. They've struggled to score goals, they've conceded plenty, nothing going right. We're on to officially coach number 3, although there have been 4 men picking the team. It really has been the worst possible scenario that any team could have in the opening half of the season. But they start afresh now, 19 games to go to try and save themselves, Adrian.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a very big ask, isn't it, to save themselves from relegation. Defensively, they have been an absolute mess, haven't they, so far this season? I looked at their games against the top 8, Adam, and they've had 8 matches against the top 8 so far. The goal record is scored 1, conceded 25. So I would expect, based on that, a handsome win for Valencia tonight. But look, this is football, you never quite know.
You do never quite know. Munero Montero is our man in charge. This time last weekend we saw Valencia stroll to a 2-0 lead over Deportivo and almost let it slip in the dying moment. So yeah, it is football, you never know. But I think if I was a gambling man, I think I know where I'd be edging tonight. 4 changes from the 6-0 thrashing by Girona last weekend. Chichizola is in goal. Navarro, Lemos, Galvez and Castellano of the Dani variety are the back line. Tana Penalba and Vieira across midfield. Hernan Toledo, Jonathan Caleri and Hero on the left-hand side. Caleri, of course, was at West Ham last season. Zaza, who's on the bench for Valencia, was at West Ham last season. Neither of them could score a goal between them. The Valencia lineup has 4 changes as well. Neto's in goal. Montoya, Gabriel, Vezo and Tony Leto across the back. Maximovic, Coquelin and Kondogbia alongside Nacho Gil in midfield with Santimina and Rodrigo up top. We are off and running. Our referee, Munero Montero, is in charge. And it's the traditional yellow shirts, the blue shorts and the blue socks for Las Palmas, who are attacking from the right-hand side as we look on to the goal away to our left. It's the white shirts, the black shorts and the black socks of Valencia. And a pitch that's been very well watered. We had a pitch last week at Deportivo that was battered by heavy storms, rain and hail throughout the game. Today this is out of choice as Las Palmas under Paco Gémez tried to become a force going forward. He likes attacking football, that's how he wants them to play, which is all the more surprising when you think that Loic Remy, who scored 5 goals in his 12 appearances this season, has fallen out with the coach to such an extent he's on the transfer list. And when they're desperate for goals, you'd think they'd want Loic Remy in the side.
Absolutely, yeah, he actually was on fire for them, scoring almost a goal a game for a side of the bottom of the table. So big call really to leave him on the sideline, but I guess the manager only wants players that want to be involved and that will toe the line.
Well, he's called him a liar and says there's no way back. So I've got a funny feeling that's the case. But that was off the back of Loic Remy being quite outspoken and certainly making his point. He used words that I can't really use, so I'm not going to. And I think the coach has taken them quite badly.
In fairness to Paco, you're talking about he's an attacking coach. If they are going to survive, they actually need 3 points hauls, don't they, rather than grinding out low-scoring draws. So maybe there's method in the madness.
Most recently, of course, he's been at Cruz Azul in Mexico. Granada, Rayo Vallecano amongst the other teams upon his CV. So he looks quite sharp today in a rather natty blue suit just down in front of us. The charge forward down the right-hand side by Martin Montoya is stopped just short of halfway, and it will be a free kick to Valencia, a few yards inside their own half. Montoya, one of the 4 changes made by Marcelino, who the impact he's had at Valencia this season is quite remarkable.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, he's galvanised the squad, very much in tune with what the manager wants. They've found a way to play that suits the key men in this squad. Very, very impressed with them this year. There's every chance they could finish as runners-up. I don't see them as champions, but there is a chance they could finish in second place, which would be phenomenal. This game has started at quite a fast pace, by the way, Adam. I'm impressed by the tempo.
A break down this right-hand side, but not quite kept in this time, as trying to charge forward was Francis Coquelin. As a former Arsenal man, you'll be intrigued to see how he gets on tonight.
Very much so, yeah. He's a player that improved hugely in his early 20s. He was a very late developer. and you know, he wasn't a star for Arsenal. His passing not always the best, but you could never question his commitment. He would charge around the pitch and look to be physical, and I think he'll add quite a bit to this Valencia side. The manager clearly thinks he's a key man. He started every game since he joined.
Yeah, he played well in his debut against Deportivo last weekend. There's a slip at the back. Nacho Gil on the charge towards the edge of the penalty area, goes down, and the free kick a couple of yards outside the box. Really reckless challenge that time from Alejandro Galvez, and immediately an opportunity here for Valencia.
Well, Galvez just dived in. It was shocking, really. I think it's a cheeky little nutmeg by Nacho Gil. Very positive wing play, absolutely no complaints from Galvez, and this is in an ideal position, this free kick. You're talking just a couple of yards outside the 18-yard box to the left of the D, so it really suits a right footer looking to bend this either around the wall or over it. Good opportunity.
And it will be Santi Mina, his seventh start of the season. He has scored 3 of Valencia's last 4 goals, scored against Las Palmas, and he's over the top of this free kick and he's straight into the wall, but he gets it back and then hits it on the volley, takes a deflection off the wall at the second attempt and goes out for a corner on this right hand side to Valencia.
Not the best free kick from Santi Mina, but he responded well. The ball cannoned back towards him, took a touch, fired his shot away, and look, I don't think he was ever going to beat the goalkeeper, but it did take a handy deflection. Good pressure this from Valencia.
Corner on the right hand side, Hill to deliver, and the header at the near post is well saved and palmed away that time by Chichizola. It was Santi Mina who arrived at the near stick with a flick header, and it forces a really good save from the keeper.
Oh, he attacks this brilliantly to Santi Mina at the near post. It's a really clever corner kick. It's whipped in.
Oh, and it's in, and it's the same routine, and it's Santi Mina with a goal, and Valencia are in front just 5 minutes in. It's the worst possible start for Las Palmas, and would you believe it, they've been caught on the second corner, the same routine, and this time Valencia convert it. Santi Mina's the goal scorer, and Valencia are in front. It's Las Palmas 0, Valencia 1.
Dear oh dear, what a mess Las Palmas are. It is a carbon copy of the previous corner where Santi Mina forced a brilliant save out of the keeper. Once again he attacks it to the near post, and I'll tell you what, that is an outstanding header, arrowed across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. This time you'd have to say that the marking from Lemos was poor, but what a disastrous start from the basement boys, all over the shop.
Well, it's criminal, isn't it, really, when he's the danger man at the first corner, the second one that follows suit, they don't deal with him. He didn't quite make as much of a run to the near post, but he was in that area, and the leap was fantastic.
It was brilliant forward play, it really was, but the fact that he escaped his marker just 20 seconds before he actually scored from a very similar corner, it is absolutely criminal on Las Palmas' part. They're so dozy, really, from those both of those set plays. Really poor. But let's credit Valencia, so sharp. They're on the money here tonight, bright as a button.
7 goals for the season now for Santi Mina, and anyone questioning why Zaza and Vieto are on the bench in favour of Santi Mina and Rodrigo, well, part of that has been proved. A really good decision by Marcelino has paid off immediately here, with a goal for Santi Mina, a goal for Valencia, and we are just shy of 7 minutes in on TalkSport 2, and already big problems here from La Liga's bottom side as they trail by a goal to 0. This, of course, your station for over 500 games alongside TalkSport across the season. More football than anybody else. And a reminder, after 10 tonight, all the football is on with Will Gavin. We've got reaction highlights and interviews from all of today's big games. That's tonight from 10 with Will, once we've finished here. But plenty of time to go, plenty of opportunity for Las Palmas to get themselves back into it. Also plenty of opportunity for Valencia to add to that goal tally already. 7 minutes played, they lead by a goal to 0, courtesy of Santi Mina. Now a chance for Las Palmas to have some possession of the football, which they have on the right hand side. The ball back into halfway, Gabi Penalba picks it up, and he'll go back towards Mauricio Lemos, who is out to this near side to Dani Castellana. Infield once more, and they have possession on halfway, and it's at the feet this time of Jonathan Vieira, who gets it forward, his second spell at the club, and it's no use of a hand to keep it in on that far side, but it's waved away by the referee. Forward they come, but again a good interception.
Yeah, Kondogbia it is. Just tucks across that left-hand side, makes a strong challenge. He's a really imposing player. Kondogbia, remember him at Monaco, impressive youngster.
Well, Kondogbia playing alongside Coquelin today. Obviously, he's been playing alongside Pereira, who's suspended today. So a bit more of a functional midfield for Valencia today, but it seemed to be affecting their ability to go forward because Maksimovic has won it nicely. Kondogbia shifts it out to that left-hand side, charges on, and doing the chasing out on that far touchline was Nacho Gil. Missed a chance to play against his brother Carlos Gil last weekend. Neither of them ended up coming off the bench and making a difference in that game between Deportivo and Valencia.
They look similar, don't they?
They do, and they play in a similar way. Their stature's quite small, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gil, I know, looked good when he played for Villa at times. Didn't really make a difference last weekend, to be fair.
No, but he started this game very sharply, Nacho Gil. Looking to run at the defenders every time he picks up the ball. Yeah, they just look extremely well organised, Valencia. 4-4-2, quite narrow, out of possession. As soon as they win the ball, they spring forward very, very quick. There's a little bit of Leicester City about them. I'm not saying that they're a carbon copy of Leicester, but you can see slight comparisons in the way they transform defence to attack so quickly.
A very good forward line, that's for sure. And it's the base that the team is built upon, but when you've got that ability to score goals, as we mentioned, second highest in La Liga behind Barca, the third highest scorers on the road as well, because Celta do quite well when they're away from home also. Here's a chance for Las Palmas down the right hand side, and it's Toledo who gets his cross in. It's blocked behind, and that's out for what will be a corner. He was looking for Caleri, but it's dealt with well that time by Ruben Vezo.
He was in the right place, wasn't he, the centre half? Decent run that from Hernan Toledo down the right hand side. The first we've seen of Las Palmas inside the final third.
They have themselves their first corner of the game. Right footed, it's swung over, it's flicked on and away by Gabriel to the edge of the penalty area, where it's lifted high up in the air this time round by Hado, and on that far side it's almost kept in but not quite by the efforts of Gaules, and it's out for a throw to Valencia.
Well, the initial reaction to going 1-0 down is not too bad from Las Palmas. Their chins haven't hit the floor, but I think how they play over this next 80 minutes will tell us a lot about their chances of producing a miraculous drop. I think they're going to have to show an awful lot of character, because Valencia are not going to gift them too much here. You see, they're going to have to work very, very hard to salvage even a point.
Jonathan Caleri's committed a foul. He was on loan at West Ham last season, of course. He's now made the switch here, normally with Boca Junior and the All Boys over in Argentina. He's not had a bad season so far when you consider the problems they've had. 19th start in La Liga, just the 4 goals to his name. He hasn't netted in the last 3 when they've probably really needed him to, but again, we were talking earlier about players who don't settle in the Premier League. I'm not sure he feels he ever really got an opportunity to settle.
No, I don't think you could have too many grumbles about what he did. He just had limited opportunities, and certain players need to be regulars. It's as simple as that, and I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of coaches forget that at times. They expect players on the periphery to come in and be world beaters, and when they're not, they're surprised. I think most players benefit from regular 90 minutes, and unfortunately he never really got that at West Ham.
Here come Las Palmas on the attack again. Almost 12 minutes played. La Liga Live on TalkSport 2. Possession in the middle of the park then by Tanner, and he gets it out here to Vieira. Vieira then will just look up and thought about drifting a ball in towards the penalty area, but Penalbo arrived alongside him. Here's Navarro on that right hand side. Little ball touched inside to Toledo. They pick it up again, but Kondogbia is there with that physical presence, and he wins the physical battle and ends up winning the football, much to the annoyance of some of the home support. Nice little 1-2 there as Toledo goes charging into the penalty area, goes down, and again the boos because there's no free kick given by our referee Montero. And now they look on the counter here, Valencia down the right hand side, and the real chase on for Maksimovic, can't get there, and it's safely with Chichizo.
Yes, a couple of times now we've seen Valencia centre half Ruben Vezo do really well on the cover, just stand in the way of Toledo as he charges into the box. That's excellent centre back play. Of course, Ezekiel Garay normally plays, doesn't he? It's an opportunity for him tonight.
the feeling they've got an eye on the Copa del Rey. Second leg coming in midweek, of course. We have got coverage of two of those Copa del Rey games as well. I'll give you the details of those shortly. We've also, of course, got more La Liga for you tomorrow afternoon as part of our new European Matchday live show with Andy Brattle and Lars Sivertsen. But we'll fill you on the details because Valencia are on the attack here, and it's Santi Mina trying to feed Rodrigo. Not the best of passes. Easy for Galvez to pick it up, push it out wide to the left-hand side where Haro is on the attack here, cutting infield on his right foot. He's done incredibly well, just edging towards our fairly natty-looking referee who's in what looks like a pink top and pink socks today, as that's lifted over the top towards Caleri, and in the process there was certainly a foul in the penalty area on Ruben Vezo, and it's a free kick for Valencia inside their own box. 14 minutes played, it's Las Palmas 0, Valencia 1.
Yeah, and they're behind Las Palmas because they switched off from a corner kick 2 times in a row. The first time they got away with it, Santi Mina's header was saved really well by the goalkeeper Chichisola, but they didn't have such luck. Just 30 seconds later, free header, boom, 1-0. Very, very straightforward. Other than that, it's been a fairly even game so far. Las Palmas are trying to fight fire with fire. We talked about it ahead of kickoff. They will look to dominate the football at times, even though they're really struggling for results. They can keep the ball.
Well, Valencia have been fairly impressive of late. They've only lost 2 of their last 10 away league games, 6 victories coming in that time. Both those defeats actually were in the last 3 though. They did lose at Getafe and also Eibar. Offside flag up against Santi Mina here, trying to pick up a long ball. They've actually got the 3rd worst defence in the top 10, so although they've scored lots of goals, they are a little bit susceptible at times when teams can get at them, and I'm guessing that's what Paco's trying to do with Las Palmas.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, why not try and get at them?
Was that a poor offside decision then, looking at the replay?
He was dead level, wasn't he? Seeing it on a monitor, poor decision. Look, we get used to them in La Liga. The linesmen are appalling. I know in England we
Don't
moan,
mince your words there,
and moan about the officials in the Premier League, but they are better than they are in La Liga, let me tell you.
I think we're seeing goal line technology in La Liga next season. That will be rather helpful. I think they need VAR, to be fair. If ever there's a league I get to watch a lot of that needs VAR, it's that.
Yes.
Free kick here to Las Palmas, which they've taken really quickly, and they've almost conceded possession on that far side due to some fairly rugged tackling by Tony Leita. But they've got it back, Las Palmas. Kondogbia nips in with the challenge and does rather well, and then shoves the ball out wide to that left-hand side where Rodrigo's there, and it's a lovely ball through to Santi Mina, who's through on the keeper, chips in, keeper gets his hand to it, oh, it hits the post, and it was tracked all the way by Lemos, and he's back into the arms of Chichizola. Decent effort there from Santi Mina, but it's the post that denies them a second.
Should be 2-0. 1v1, Santi Mina is away, and you expect the net to bulge. Has to go down as a decent save, but what a pass from Rodrigo. It was slide rule to perfection. Absolutely stunning through ball, and he should score.
He certainly should, but he didn't. It stays 1-0 to Valencia. The Liga Live on TalkSport 2. Forward come the home side once more, and it's an opportunity maybe just trying to work it through for Jonathan Vieira, but he's lost possession. It'll be a throw on that far side, and a chance for Valencia again. He was perfectly onside. It was a delicious ball, but Santi Mina reached at the edge of the penalty area, and the keeper got enough on it to divert it onto the post.
I think Chichizola did really well, actually. He was off his line, sharpish. The pass was one of the best passes I've seen all season. Absolutely stunning piece of play. Didn't have to break stride, Santi Mina, who looks so sharp tonight. Even though I think he should score, the goalkeeper deserves credit.
Well, Chichizola has only come back into the side today after that thrashing by Girona. Prior to that, Raul Lizwan had been the first choice since the end of October Once again, just looking for confidence defensively. The swapping of keepers seems to be the thing nowadays. Here's Maksimovic coming forward towards the edge of the penalty area for Valencia. Rodrigo gets the shot away from the edge of the box. He created that opportunity all by himself, but he drills it straight at the keeper.
It's a crisp enough strike from Rodrigo, just drifts past a couple of challenges, 22, 23 yards out, drills it low and hard, but it's straight to the goalkeeper. Never really threatened. They look sharp, the front two, Santimina and Rodrigo, on their toes, and that's what competition for places does to you. They've got Zaza on the bench, you've got Vieto, he's got a hat-trick in the Copa del Rey on the bench. They know they have to perform, they have to deliver.
Big bit of battling there by Kondogbia, and they've won the ball back here in the middle of the park. Decent effort this to the right hand side where Rodrigo's waiting for Valencia inside the penalty area. Rodrigo just in two minds. He was closed down by two bodies to sort of vision of yellow just in front of him. He couldn't decide what to do, and in the end his indecision cost him possession.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, he just delayed a little too long there. I think it was Gabby that made the stop inside the box. Again, Rodrigo in the thick of it. They're getting the front two on the ball with regularity, Valencia. What I like about them is the energy. There's a real purpose about everything they do, and that's the reason they're flying so high at the moment.
They've had a little bit of a number over Valencia. They've won 3 and drawn 1 of their last 5 games against them in La Liga. They did lose at Mestalla in August by a 1-0. It's Valencia and Betis are the two sides that Las Palmas have beaten the most since they got back to the top flight. 3 victories. So if ever there was a side they could take a little bit of confidence about facing, you'd feel it's Valencia, and they've got themselves level. And it's a wonderfully worked goal that's beautifully finished by Jonathan Vieira from inside the penalty area. 19 and a half minutes gone, and Las Palmas, the bottom side in La Liga, are back on terms. It's a 4th goal of the season from Jonathan Vieira, and once more he's scored against Valencia in La Liga.
Well, suddenly it is game on. It's a really well-worked goal, actually. Lovely piece of centre-forward play from Jonathan Cagliari. Chests it down inside the box to the runner, and the runner is Jonathan Vieira. He hits it on the half volley, and he goes high. He gets underneath, he side-foots it, goes above the keeper. Could the keeper do better? I'm not sure. It's point-blank range. Lovely piece of technique from Jonathan Vieira. Really out of nowhere, Las Palmas are back in this.
He could easily have blazed that over the way it was dropping down, but it's a really decent finish. Neto stood no chance, and actually not one of the Valencia defenders followed his run.
It's really poor tracking of Jonathan Vieira, no doubt about it. One of the midfield players has got to go. If not them, he has to be passed on to a centre half. Let's credit Cagliari there. He did ever so well, because the ball into him wasn't the best, but he made something of it. He got a body part on the ball and chested it down.
They're on the charge again here. There's a free kick and probably a yellow card coming out, I would sense here, for Tony Leito. There's a lovely bit of play again by Cagliari, who pushed the ball down the right hand side, and he set Vieira away on that occasion. Vieira went down under the challenge from Tony Leito at the edge of the box. In fact, it was Toledo that went down. Vieira's just claiming the free kick.
Yeah, look, did he get the ball? No, he didn't get the ball. It's a definite free kick. I think it probably has to go as a yellow card as well. Toledo, so positive in this first 21 minutes. He's not had that many touches of the ball, but almost every time he's had a touch, he has steamrolled it down that right flank. Caused a lot of problems, and this free kick right in the corner of the 18-yard box.
Vieira has history, and they met this stage last season. He scored from a free kick in a similar area. He's over it again on the right hand side. I think this time he is looking at his players in the box as if to say he's going to load this one up. Will he go for goal, or is he going to lift it in? He lifts it in, and Kondogbia can head it away and falls to the ground having made the header. And Vieira, very much like scoring, against Valencia. That's the 5th time in 6 games he scored against Valencia in La Liga. Sometimes you just have those teams that you can do your very best at and you really come to the party.
Definitely, yeah. Certain players have lucky teams. Jonathan Vieira has been a loyal servant to Las Palmas. I think he's a good player. I've been pretty impressed with him most times I've seen Las Palmas. Probably could have moved on and had better offers elsewhere. But
another atrocious offside decision there this time against Las Palmas.
It's so bad.
It's evened itself up though. That's one each.
Yeah. But look, we said that Las Palmas hadn't let their heads drop. Valencia are the better side. They're far more efficient. They've got the better individual talents. But Las Palmas are making a game of it. They're looking to press and close down at every opportunity. And when they attack, they're really attacking at speed.
They are, and they're away again once more. Nado on this near side is trying to get on the end of this ball from Vieira, but Vieira's fighting really hard and wins his side, throwing level with a penalty spot, which is taken quickly this time by Castellano, and then Vieira tries to work it inside the penalty area. It has to be hacked clear, and Valencia just have lost their way a little bit at the moment. Gabi Penalba does really well, picking the ball up, fights Tanner, and now out to Vieira on this near side. Back in field to Danny Castellano, comes out to Penalba on the half volley, who's messed that right up and floats it through the air, and it's easily collected by Neto away to our left hand side. It's only there, and he's almost given the ball away at the edge of his own box, and Valencia just getting themselves into a little bit of trouble there. They haven't managed to get it away with Nacho Gil on that far side, but he's blocked off, and Penalba picks it up just inside the Las Palmas half, and they'll go all the way back to the keeper.
What a hunting impacts really, really well. Las Palmas working so hard for the manager in 2s and 3s. And they're rattling Valencia at the moment. After a pretty one-sided start to this game, they've got a very competitive match now.
We have. Neto will collect that at the edge of his penalty area. So tomorrow from 3, here on TalkSport 2, we start our new European Matchday live show. Andy Brassel and Lars Sivertsen keeping you up to date with all the day's football around Europe, and the live commentary of Real Madrid versus Deportivo. And on Tuesday evening we've got the second leg of that Copa del Rey quarter-final between Real and Leganés. They're on the attack here, Valencia. Rodrigo gets it out to Nacho Gil. He's got some support from Tony Leite on that left-hand side. He pulls the ball back inside the penalty area, and it has to be headed behind by Galvez for a third corner of the game for Valencia.
Poor cross in the end from Leite, but what a lovely swift counter-attack that was. And it was Rodrigo again at the heart of it. I like his role, just playing in that number 10 role, not as an out-and-out striker, but he's covering every blade of grass here this evening, Rodrigo.
Just to finish that off as well, by the way, Wednesday we got Barca against Espanyol leading that, of course. Both those matches kicking off at 8:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday here on TalkSport 2. Here's the corner, and the header from Rodrigo, and he got something on it but couldn't get it goalwards, and I think actually it did take a flick off the defender because it's out for a throw a couple of yards from the corner flag on the right hand side for Valencia.
Not sure what the goalkeeper Chichizola was doing there. It was what you called a flap.
Here's Rodrigo at the byline, pulls it across, almost finished at the near post by the right swinging boot on that occasion. I think it was Santi Mina that was swinging his right boot towards it to try and finish it. They still have possession on that far side, looking to work it again with Coquelin. Coquelin's ball in is fairly direct and straight down the throat of Chichizola, who immediately looks to bowl Las Palmas out for a counter-attack, and they lose possession again towards the edge of the centre circle, but they've got it back once more, and there's a foul, although he claims he got the ball, and it's going to be a yellow card this time for Ruben Vezo. So both he and Tony Leito are already in the book, and we're only 26 minutes in.
Well, yeah, no major surprise there. Like a yellow card in La Liga as well. Ruben Vezo, he's rash. I don't think he can have too many complaints about that. Jonathan Cagliari,
I thought he got the ball.
No, I think it was a reckless challenge. Might have got a bit of the ball, but he got a lot of the man. Cagliari has impressed me actually. I think he started this. I think both sets of front men have looked really good in this match so far. Cagliari is a strong physical presence, and I'm loving the movement of Rodrigo around Santi Mina, who is real live wire up top for Valencia.
Gabi Penalba's gone down here, problem with his right knee. Needs a little bit of treatment. 27 minutes into the game, one apiece. You're going to see the coach come on. In fact, no, he's going to braille it out. Plenty of concern on the face of Paco Jimenez. Natty red handkerchief out of his top pocket, and Kondogbia is having a bit of a set to with Toledo, and the referee just intervening there. Not sure I'll argue too much with Jeffrey Kondogbia, on loan from Inter, of course, the 6-foot-odd Frenchman.
Big unit, isn't he?
Certainly is.
He's won a few tackles already in this first half. Very strong presence.
Would have been sent off this season against Real Sociedad. He's had his fair share of yellow cards as well, a sign that he likes to put it about. There's a little slip there by Tony Leito that's allowed Las Palmas in here. Little chip over the top towards Caleri, and he's gone over too. Whoever watered that grass before the game started today has got a lot to answer for. Players going over left, right and centre.
But it's making for a really good game. There's no slow grass here. Very zippy. We're seeing an end-to-end game, played at a very fast tempo. I'm enjoying it.
The Megs there from Nacho Ila now is Maximovic on this near side. He's got Montoya running ahead of him. He's got Santimina inside the box as well. Maximovic's ball in wasn't the best. Kondogbia gets it towards the edge of the penalty area. Then he gets it back and he tries to feed it out to the left-hand edge of the box. On the right foot, it's dinked in that time by Santimina and easily collected by the keeper.
Yeah, poor choice in the end from Santimina. Not sure if it was a cross, whether it was a shot. It was somewhere in between, and the goalkeeper caught it, no problem. This is good. This doesn't look like a match between a side rock bottom and a team that could end up tonight in second place. It's end to end.
Well, it's just their 10th goal at home. They scored 9 prior. They've not scored that many all in all, really. Just 14. It was 15 in total now this season. A little nudge there on Ruben Vezo by Caleri. He's been penalised, and here come Valencia again. Rodrigo to Maximovic on his left foot. Is he going to work the opportunity to shoot? He does, straight at the keeper. He got into a really decent position central, right at the edge of the penalty area, but it's a really weak effort off his left boot.
Greedy from Maximovic here. Rodrigo again does ever so well. He releases him to the right, and I think as he drives inside, he should slip in the striker. Gives the ball back to Rodrigo, who doesn't. He chops it onto his left foot, and it's a powder puff effort really from the right winger. It's a wasted opportunity. Pretty sure, I don't want to tempt fate, pretty sure we're going to see more goals here. This is a very open football match.
Oh, why did you have to say that? On that far side, as we play out the final 60 minutes without a goal probably. One apiece here between Las Palmas and Valencia. And we have 60 minutes to play here on TalkSport 2. Kondogbia has gone down. Challenge from Caleri. No card, but a free kick goes to the visitors. And here is Rodrigo. Acres of space out on that left-hand side. Nacho Healy's there, picks it up 25 yards from goal. He's going to go for goal as he shapes to shoot, works it to this near side, does get the shot away, and once more it's straight at Chichizola. And you have a Valencia side who at the moment all feel they can score worldies from the edge of the box.
You've got to be a bit smarter than that. You've got to box clever. That's where Las Palmas want the Valencia players to shoot from, 25-30 yards out. Too many feeble efforts just dribbling towards the goalkeeper. I think they've got to make 2 or 3 more passes in and around the box to open up space for better opportunities. Look, you've got Santimina and Rodrigo. They'll score given the chance.
Tony Leito back to Kondogbia midway inside the Las Palmas half. Here is Rodrigo, gets it back to Francis Coquelin. Coquelin out to this near side. He'll be fancying a pot shot soon. He's not scored since 2011, so he would feel that at some point he may fancy his chances. Over halfway, here come Valencia again. That's poor this time, and it's into touch right in front of the dugout, and Las Palmas have the throw on this left-hand side. 31 minutes played on TalkSport 2. It's La Liga Live. It's 1 apiece. We'll round up the rest of the La Liga goals for you from earlier today, but the key one that really mattered for Valencia and would have brightened their afternoon, I'm sure, was Atleti only drawing 1 apiece earlier today. So a chance for Valencia to move up to second in the table if they can get the victory here, but they've got some defending to do as Francis Coquelin is penalised for giving away a free kick 7 or 8 yards outside the penalty area. It's a central area as the challenge went in that time on Tanner, and here's a chance for Las Palmas.
Yeah, wasn't a lot in it from Coquelin, who is an abrasive player, as we know. He's going to give away a lot of free kicks in La Liga, given his style of play. Imagine him picking a few yellows as well. But yeah, he's a touch unlucky to give this away, but definitely within shooting range. It's central.
Well, I think Jonathan Vieira's going to fancy this, isn't he? There's no two ways about it. Everyone's departed and left him to it. You'd say it's 25 yards out. The wall is just inside the penalty area. There are 4 players within it. The biggest of those being Kondogbia. You think Jonathan Vieira, he's already scored one, will fancy his chances on this free kick, and one bounce straight into the arms of Neto in the centre of the goal.
It was an awkward one for Neto. I think he put it not awkward enough to make him fumble. It was a fairly predictable free kick, because what they did, Las Palmas, they had 2 yellow shirts on the end of the wall, and I think that told the goalkeeper, right, this is where he's going to aim. They split. He did aim exactly there, and it just bounced into Neto's arm. So yeah, just needed to maybe come up with something more imaginative than that.
One apiece. Las Palmas cancelling out the early opener from Valencia. The other La Liga results from earlier today: Espanyol 0, Sevilla 3. As I mentioned, Atletico Madrid 1, Girona 1. Villarreal have got the better of Levante by 2 goals to 1. It's one apiece here right now. So as things stand, Real Madrid, who we got live for you tomorrow afternoon against Deportivo La Coruña, lie 5th in La Liga on 32 points behind Villarreal, and a win here for Valencia, as we mentioned, would move them up to 2nd in the table. Inside the penalty area here is Caleri. Does well at the second attempt to try and put this Valencia defence under some pressure, and the clearance was necessary from Gabriel high into the stand, and Las Palmas have the throw on this left hand side.
Well, they're looking a very confident side at the moment, Las Palmas. Excellent football.
Here once more is the header towards the edge of the penalty area, and the shot coming in that time is over the crossbar from Tanner, well over the crossbar from the edge of the penalty area. And some of the football they're playing is good stuff so far.
It's really bubbly, isn't it? There's a good energy about them. It's a truly terrible effort in the end from Tanner. He's in the D. He somehow managed to scoop it, I would suggest, 30 yards high and 20 yards wide. He's done excellently to miss by that much.
Of course, Valencia take on Alaves in that Copa del Rey quarter-final second leg. It's at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, 6 o'clock UK time. Of course, let you know how they get on when we bring you our coverage of the game between Barcelona and Espanyol. 2-1 at the moment to Valencia after the first leg. They're really, I think they're eyeing that competition as being one that they could potentially drag some silverware.
Well, why not? Silverware is what the fans want, and with Barca and Real Madrid having a bit of a monopoly, let's be honest, on trophies, if you've got a chance to win one, go for it.
The idea of qualifying as well for the Champions League, you feel, is very much up Valencia's alley, and that of Marcelino, their 52-year-old coach. He will also very much have his eye on the opportunity to get into the elite, take a seat at the top table of European football next season.
Got a great chance, haven't they?
Well, and they're backing their manager. I mean, we talked about this last week. They're in a scenario where they have an opportunity, and rather than just going, oh, well, if we take it, great, they're actually going out, spending the money and saying, we're going to make this happen.
Too right. And they're a big club, aren't they, Valencia? Yeah. So it's not like this is a complete shock. They've been champions. They've competed at the top end many times. It's just that they've come so far in such a short space of time compared to last season that we're so surprised.
It's their second highest points tally of all time at this stage. They had 43 back in 2003-2004. And lo and behold, they went on to win the title that season. Forward on that far side comes Tanner. He's fouled in the process by Coquelin again, who you feel just by accumulation is probably slowly but surely working his way into the referee's notebook here.
Big time, yeah. He's going to pick up yellows and reds in La Liga, no doubt about it. He's played okay in this first half. He's shown some nice touches. He's full of energy. But he and Kondogbia are very abrasive, and you fear that they will give a lot of free kicks away inside their own half between now and the end of the season, and that could be a problem.
Plenty more live sport across the weekend here on TalkSport 2. Of course, from midnight we continue our coverage of the Australian Open for you. The fourth round match between Carl Edmund and Andreas Seppi. That will be live for you overnight tonight. Tomorrow afternoon from 3, as we mentioned, the first European match day live with the commentary of Real Madrid versus Deportivo. Plus we'll of course have our eye on some of the other key fixtures across Europe taking place tomorrow afternoon. And then from 7 o'clock, well, if like me you're finding your way into NFL, which is what I've certainly done over the last few weeks, it's the AFC Championship match between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots, and we'll have that for you from 7 o'clock tomorrow night here on TalkSport 2. 7.5 minutes to go to half time. One apiece. Oh, chance here for Valencia. Wriggles away, pulls it back to Rodrigo. It's blocked on the line, and then there's a scuffle inside the penalty area. 2 or 3 bodies fall on the ball, and eventually it's brought clear on that far side by Las Palmas, and Rodrigo's effort blocked, and a bit of frustration there certainly from Nacho Gil, but the throw-in has gone Las Palmas as well.
Oh, that's terrific defending inside the box. Valencia Leto wriggles to the byline, pulls it back for Rodrigo, and it's from the first effort, it's cleared off the line. Was it Castellano?
Certainly was, yeah.
Yeah, he got himself in exactly the right position, got his goalkeeper out of jail. The keeper was beaten, but not the left back, but that was more like it from Valencia.
And interestingly, it came from getting the ball wide and penetrating those areas rather than everybody congregating in the middle wanting to have pot shots from 20 yards out.
Yeah, of course, and in that really bright spell we saw in the first 10 minutes, it was Gil and it was later down the left-hand side that were making things happen. Again, that was the avenue. It was shocking defending to allow Leto to wriggle his way into the box towards the byline. But look, let's credit Castellano. He read the situation, got back on the goal line and stood in exactly the right position.
Ndogbi has been fouled now, this time by Penalba. Free kick taken quickly by Valencia and by Gabriel, and it's on halfway. And they have possession as they go inside the territory of the home side with Coquelin. Coquelin across the centre circle finds Gabriel again. Little flick from Rodrigo, wasn't the best, easily read and brought clear down this left hand side for Las Palmas. Charging forward is Hero into Caleri, out wide to the right hand side. Caleri's continued his run into the penalty area, but Cannon's off the referee I think a little bit, and then into Kondogbia, and now Valencia with a chance to clear on that far side. Tony Leto's got himself into trouble. He was put under a little bit of pressure. Ruben Veza helps him out. He gets it out to that far touchline and left-footed plants a ball down the line, and he did very well because he got it onto the head of Santimina, who was fouled in the process, and out of nothing Valencia have got themselves an opportunity to launch an attack from halfway.
Yeah, Galvez is not happy. It's a really cheap free kick to give away. Just backs in Santimina, and looking at the replay, he fakes it. He just flies through the air and hits the deck and cons the referee basically. No major incident, but it's a bit naughty.
Inside the centre circle is Ruben Veza, out wide to that left hand side. Forward he goes where he finds Nacho Gil. He goes back towards halfway, and Gil only getting his second start in La Liga so far. The previous one was against Eibar. Here's an opportunity though for Maksimovic, who helps on his way down the right hand side to Montoya, who stands it up inside the box, but he was standing it up to nobody. It's at that point you want your Simone Zaza, who would have been attacking him. But Coquelin's down one hill, done very well here on this right hand side, and he lifts it into the penalty area and he wins his side a corner. Yeah. Well, you didn't see Coquelin at the byline very often for Arsenal.
That was quality play for Francis Coquelin. He's a strong lad, brushed off his marker excellently there and delivered a decent ball to the far post, behind for a corner.
And it's swung to the back post, headed across the edge of the 6-yard box. Chance for Kondogbia to finish it on. There's bodies and limbs flying everywhere, and in the end it's cleared from inside the box by Galvez, and it's out on this right hand side, picked up by Vezo, who's kept the ball in down the right touchline. Vezo still going here towards the byline. Vezo, chance to get the cross away, pulls it back nicely in the box, time for a touch, second touch this time from Nacho Gil, and he gets it blocked as he tries to shoot goalwards from around 12 yards out.
Well, it's 3 times in the last 3 minutes or so Valencia have got the ball to the byline. They've got players in behind, and Las Palmas have been all at sea. They're not tracking the runners. They are a bit of a mess in the full-back areas, but when the ball has been put into the box and it's fallen to a Valencia player, then they've made those last-ditch blocks and challenges. They've put their bodies on the line, so it's a real mixed bag, I think, from Las Palmas defensively, but they're clinging on here, one apiece. I think it's a fair scoreline.
Yeah, and they had 4 wins in all competitions. That's in 23 games. 16 defeats this season for Las Palmas. It has become a habit for them. Gabriela's committed a foul there. Long conversation between the referee and Marcelino. He was wearing a neck brace last week. He seems to have dispensed with it this. The referee and him just exchanging views. It's a free kick to Las Palmas. It didn't look like a soft one. I thought it was a good decision from the referee, but I don't think Marcelino agreed.
Well, he argued politely, Marcelino.
Oh, and they're way down the right-hand side here. That one's pulled back inside the area towards Tanner, and it comes to Caleri, 25 yards from goal. Oh, and he's given away possession. Nacho here with a chance to break down that left-hand side, gets it up towards halfway. Mina, lovely turn by Santi Mina. He's got away from Galvez, but then Galvez gets back at him, wins the ball, and gets a throw-in on that far side.
He's had a very good first half, Santi Mina. He scored the goal, and he's been a constant thorn in the Las Palmas side. He's just running his markers everywhere, taking them down the channels, and then inside the box he's making excellent sharp bursts across his markers. Bit of a nightmare to try and handle Santi Mina.
10 million he cost from Celta de Vigo, and you can see why. Worth every penny on his performance so far tonight. Kondogbia doing really well. It breaks towards Santi Mina again. Here's Rodrigo, 25 yards from goal, central area, down the right hand side. He tried to play in Montoya, who was on the overlap from the full-back position, but in the end Montoya couldn't get there, and now Las Palmas will try and counter down this left-hand side with our goal scorer and their captain, Jonathan Vieira. Early ball he plays in towards the edge of the box. Caleri was there trying to get on the end of it, helped across that time by the head of Hero, and Tanner was in the box too, but no one can get a foot on it, and immediately Valencia look to counter, and this is where they have some strength. Nacho Healy's over halfway. Out wide to the left-hand side is Santi Mina, and he finds him. Inside the penalty area is Maximovic, but he's the only one there. Nacho Healy arrives. Coquelin comes too, and Heal tries to go alone inside the box, and he literally just runs into Penalba, and they have the ball back the home side, and it's with Vieira who's back, and Vieira just seems to be absolutely everywhere. We're into the final 30 seconds of the first half. There may well be some added time, of course, but on La Liga Live it's one apiece.
He is everywhere, Jonathan Vieira. Very impressive first period from him. Penalba as well, very solid, tall player at the heart of the defence. He's a big unit to get around, and I think Valencia have a couple of times just run into him, bounced off him, if truth be told.
On that right hand side, Las Palmas just slowly looking to try and probe a way through this Valencia back line. It's with Vieira, Penalba at the edge of the centre circle. He plays it across the way to halfway, and he manages to find on this near side Lemos, but the referee says that's enough, and they'll head away to our left hand side into the corner where the tunnel here is at the Estadio de Gran Canaria, with the score one apiece. Quite surprisingly, Jonathan Caleri popping up to cancel out the opener, which came inside the first 5 minutes as Santi Mina nodded home the Valencia corner, and it certainly gave on as we head towards the second half. A fair scoreline, you would say. Bottom of the table, Las Palmas have got themselves back in this game. Half time at the Estadio de Gran Canaria. It's Las Palmas 1, Valencia 1. This is La Liga Live on TalkSport 2. Indeed, looks like we're going to get a change here for Las Palmas. Throughout a long part of that second part of the first half, Gabi Penalba looked like he was having some issues, and I think they are preparing to make a change. We'll get confirmation of that in a moment. As we speak, Paco Hemeth has just made his way out from the dugout, towards the dugout, should I say, from the tunnel, which is away to our left-hand side. The fourth officials appeared with his board as well, so we're about to get confirmation of that change, but I don't actually think they're ready to make the change yet, because I can see a player down below us who doesn't have a shirt on, but he's about to enter the fray. In fact, Penalba's out there, so maybe it's a tactical change here for Las Palmas. I suppose out of everybody we saw very little of Hero in the latter stages of that first half. Hernan Toledo always looked to threat throughout, but let's get confirmation then of that change for Las Palmas. And eventually the board does go up, and in fact it's a change that sees Maurizio Lemos depart, and David Simon is coming on, so it's a defensive change. Maybe they are a little bit concerned about some of the panic that's been caused at the back in that first half. Yeah,
Lemos, I've seen him play a few times. He hasn't been great when I've watched him previously. He does have a tendency to switch off. I would imagine though at half time, I don't think he was so bad in that first half that he needed to get the hook. I'd imagine he must have picked up an injury that had gone undetected by us in the commentary box.
Yeah, he looked to be alright when he went off, but they've made that change. I'll run you through the two teams then as they stand in a moment when the ball goes out of play, which quite perfectly is now as they try to find Caleri. They are kicking from left to right in this second half. The home side, Chichizola is in goal then, Navarro, Simon, Galvez and Castellano across the back, Tana, Penalba and Vieira through midfield. Vieira the goal scorer of course, Toledo, Caleri and Herao on this near side are the front line for Las Palmas. And as for Valencia, Neto's in goal, it's Montoya, Gabriel, Ruben Vezo playing at centre half today, and Tony Leito. Both Vezo and Leito both been booked in this game. Maximovic, Coquelin, Kondogbia and Heel across midfield with Mina and Rodrigo leading the line for Valencia today. We're a minute into the second half here on TalkSport 2 then. It's one apiece and Valencia have a free kick. 10 yards inside their own half. They've won their last 4 in all competitions. They've been in impressive form. They're unbeaten in 5. But they're under the cosh here again. Las Palmas on the attack. And it's Vieira again who wants a penalty inside the box. And the referee waves it away.
Whoa. Well, this is an interesting one. He goes down in the box. It's Jonathan Vieira. It's a barnstorming run. Surges down that left-hand side. Does he have his heels clipped by Montoya? That's the question. He's protested vociferously, but he seems to be the only one.
I thought the way he went down, he almost sprung up in the air, and I thought if he'd been clipped by his heels, he would have gone down in a slightly different manner. I'll look forward to seeing a replay on it. Referee wasn't interested anyway, and Montoya has it on halfway for Valencia. Forward he goes towards Maximovic on that right-hand side, but it's cleared quite comfortably, and the chase is on there for Caleri, and the second ball won easily this time by Las Palmas towards the edge of the penalty area. Home side on the attack again. Here comes the support from Penalba on this right-hand side. In fact, it's David Simon who gets it into the penalty area. Lovely turn, and he gets the shot away, which is blocked this time inside the penalty area. It was Hernan Toledo, and there's a second chance coming in towards Toledo again, and the shot is driven goalwards from the edge of the box, and is comfortably saved this time by Neto. Low down right in front of him from Jonathan Caleri. But a great start to the second half for Las Palmas.
Yeah, fabulous beginning. That's the way to get the fans on side. It's often a lull, isn't there, after half-time? Not so here.
Here's Rodrigo, right-hand edge of the penalty area. Valencia on the counter immediately. Rodrigo still going on his left foot, gets the shot away. Blocked by Penalba and out for a corner on the right-hand side for Valencia.
Wow, this is turning into a really absorbing La Liga contest. Being played at a frenetic tempo. Looking at a replay of that, I think he's kicked himself, he's tripped himself up, hasn't he?
Yeah, he kicked himself there, no
and he
doubt.
Still had the chutzpah to complain to the referee. What a cheat.
Fifth corner, Santi Mina again trying to reach it at the near post as it's swung over by Nacho Heel, and then Montoya will just nod it forward, and Gabriel helps it on his way. Here it is Nacho Heel to the right-hand edge of the box, tries to again play the ball in. It's blocked out this time by Galvez and another corner.
Good stuff. Nacho Heel just looking to make things happen. He switched wings temporarily on that right flank at the moment. But this is good stuff from both teams.
Here's that corner again, and this time that's good goalkeeping from Chichizola, who comes out and collects nicely around the penalty spot and immediately looks to set Simon away down the right-hand side. The slight reorganisation here, I think, is Simon Navarro has gone into the centre, and it looks like it's David Simon that's playing out of right-back.
The standout for me with David Simon. Tell me what stands out about David Simon's appearance.
Well, he's beautifully tanned, he's got a lovely hairdo.
He's got his shirt tucked in.
Oh, he has, hasn't he? I've noticed that.
Very, very rarely does a modern footballer tuck his shirt in.
Just because you used to like to be scruffy with your Arsenal shirt on. Oh, here's a chance. Gets to the byline. Decent ball in that time, delivered by Toledo. And it's cleared away from the edge of the penalty area again, and now the counter is on with Rodrigo on that right hand side. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment. Here come Valencia. Rodrigo on that far side, he's got runners ahead of him, tries to chip it through to Nacho Gil, who'd made the run on that far side, didn't get there, and Las Palmas now give away possession, but there was a little niggle there on that right hand side from Rodrigo, and although the referee let it go because there was an advantage for Las Palmas, he now pulls it back, and the home side have a free kick inside their own half.
A good referee in this game is swinging from one end of the pitch to the other. Very good watch, I have to say.
He has got a good tan as well, though.
He's a good looking lad.
Oh, lovely ball inside the box here. Chance for Toledo, and now for Caleri. Oh, that's an important foot from Gabriel, who's just poked out his boot as Caleri was about to unleash from 8 yards out.
That is a goal-saving challenge from Gabriel. It is brilliant defended. He's strong, times his tackle to perfection. This is inside his own 6-yard box. That's a goal. Gabriel isn't there. Top class.
Inside his own goal, facing his own goal. Anything could have happened, but a terrific challenge. I mean, what's more worrying here for Valencia is the way Las Palmas are just cutting through them at times.
Yes, they are. They're slicing through them very, very easily.
Safe to say the same thing's happening up the other end, because here comes Santi Mina. And down this left-hand side now, Maksimovic on his right foot gets it over, tries to lift it inside the penalty area. Penalba's there with a decent challenge. Penalba will just come face-to-face with Kondogbia and then gets it out to that left-hand side, where Castellano will lift it forward up to halfway. Vieira's done really well. Lovely touch of skill, just takes him away from two white shirts, one of those being that of Kondogbia and Nacho Gil as well, and now they can counter down the right hand side. Here's David Simon out wide, chance to deliver a decent ball in, which he does. Header goalwards, appeals for handball after Caleri's header, and it's given. It's a penalty for an arm up, and it's a chance for Las Palmas. There's a yellow card as well for Gabriel, who's now giving plenty to the referee, right in his face. He gets a yellow card, and it's a penalty for the home side and a chance to take the lead. And he's got a second yellow, and it's a red card. He's talked himself into being sent off. Gabriel, the former Arsenal man, is going back to the referee for thirds. He's already had a yellow card for the handball, he's had a yellow card for mouthing off, and now that's turned into a red, and Valencia are down to 10 men.
Idiotic from Gabriel. There's no other word for it. He's talked his way into getting sent off here. It's a harsh penalty. It's point blank range. The header is glanced off the head of the striker Cagliari. It hits Gabriel. There's absolutely no way he meant to do that. But he gets a yellow card for the handball, and then he gets in the face of the referee. He is committing dissent 2-3 times over. He had to send him off. I think he's been booked twice for dissent, because I don't think he was going to book him for the handball, because it's not that deliberate a handball, is it? Caleri's over this penalty. Even more of an idiot then.
Well, I think so. Just looking at the replay, I think the card only comes out when he starts shouting abuse at the referee. He's going to be Caleri from the spot then for Las Palmas. They're just waiting. Gabriel's only just left the field of play. We're 7 minutes into the second half. It's one apiece. The bottom side in La Liga with an opportunity here, having been behind, to go in front. Valencia are down to 10 men. It's Jonathan Caleri against Neto. He steps up with a 5-pace run, and he plants it into the top right-hand corner. Neto doesn't move. He stays down the centre. It's a wonderful penalty from Caleri. It's 5 for the season for him. And the bottom side in La Liga, the worst defence on show this century in this wonderful league, have got themselves in front 8 minutes into the second half. Las Palmas 2, Valencia 1.
Is there an upset on the cards? I think there might be. This is a very calm penalty from Jonathan Chieri. He's had a long time to have to think about it. Strokes it fairly nonchalantly, waist high into the bottom corner. Look, you can't say Las Palmas don't deserve it.
Well, for what it's worth, I don't think that's handball, and I don't think that's a penalty. However, the referee made his call, and at that point Gabriel has to accept he's not going to change his mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the more I see those replays, the more I'm absolutely convinced he's had 2 yellow cards for dissent. So whether what he was saying to the referee just got worse and worse and he wouldn't let it drop.
Yeah.
And now he misses out against Real next week, which is no good for Valencia at all.
Well, the manager will be fuming. He'll get fined. He'll probably get fined 2 weeks' wages. He should do. Because even though he's unlucky initially to give away the pen, he's let his team down by talking his way into the book. It served no purpose to berate the official that way. He was practically begging to be sent off. Send me off. That's how he was acting. He was in his face. No doubt he was swearing or being very aggressive in his language. Look, without being down there on the field, to me, it looks like he completely deserved to be red carded there.
Well, they're down to 10 men and they appear to have made absolutely zero change to adding another centre half. No one has dropped back from midfield to play at centre half. So at the moment they've got 3 at the back here, Valencia, and maybe that's how they're going to play.
Maybe
they're going to tuck in Montoya, they're going to tuck in Tony Leto and play with 3 at the back to try and nullify Las Palmas. I think actually he may miss the Copa del Rey game in midweek, so he may still be available for Real, because obviously 2 yellow cards is only a 1-game suspension. But we shall see. We'll get that confirmed for you. Penalba's down with an injury here for Las Palmas, who lead by 2 goals to 1. Plenty of drama 10 minutes into this second half here on TalkSport 2 in La Liga Live. They are going to make a change here, Valencia, which I think is a very sensible option. In the meantime, Las Palmas have possession on halfway. They have the advantage. Tony Leto. Nobody has dropped into the back 4. It's quite extraordinary.
Well, that's right. They want to chase the result. They need to score. Look, they won't even be happy with a draw here. They want 2 more goals. So I expect maybe another striker to come on. Maybe go with 3. You could go 3-4-3, couldn't you? Sacrifice one of the wingers.
Who are we talking about?
Actually, you couldn't go 3-4-3 because
they're down to 10.
Absolutely. What could you do? 3-3-3? I mean, that's a bit bold. I think you could go 4-2-3. It might as well go for broke. Las Palmas, results tell you they're fragile if you can get at them, but
it's an interesting conundrum for a coach, isn't it? Marcelino with a really interesting call to make here. Gabriel red carded then. I mean, that first yellow card already brought up number 5 and meant he missed the next game. But in fact, because it brought up 5 and because he then got a red card, I do think he'll miss 2 matches. Here's the change, and we're going to see Nacho Gil depart, and he's going to be replaced by Guedes. So it is an attacking. There's no 2 ways about it. It's an attacking substitution in these circumstances.
Yeah, Guedes has to come on. Very creative player. Can he revive Valencia? Because at the moment they need a bit of resuscitating, don't they? This will go down as a truly terrible result.
They're playing 3-4-2. That's the plan here. As it's launched forward into the area by Galvez towards that far post, and the pressure was being put on by on the left-hand side Hero. But so there we are. Las Palmas leading by 2 goals to 1. Valencia are down to 10 men. We've had 12 minutes of the second half, and rather than bring on an extra defender and go in their shells, Valencia have gone for a slightly pacier and better winger in Guedes, who will try and inspire them to get themselves back on terms in this game.
It's in keeping with the approach of both managers. This has been an attack-minded match. There's no thought about defence. There's no thought really about team shape, about staying disciplined. It is all about how can we score a goal. And that's why it's a great game to watch.
Someone once said, he who dares, Rodney, he who dares. Here is Vieira towards the edge of the penalty area, out wide on that left-hand side, just about kept in by Navarro, who's now decided he can have a little charge forward as well, because they have that man advantage here. Las Palmas, 13 minutes into the second half on TalkSport 2. It's La Liga Live, and the bottom side are leading Valencia by 2 goals to 1. An opportunity for Valencia tonight to move themselves up to second in the table, ahead at this moment in time of Atletico Madrid, who only drew today, and they may well be missing that opportunity as Caleri chests one down at the edge of the penalty area for Hero, who just drives it over the top of the bar.
Yeah, not the best effort there from Hero, but look, the tails are up with the home team here, and the referee, who I think got the penalty decision wrong, is at the centre of proceedings. He has got the right hump here. He's just called over another official. Not sure what he's complaining about here.
He was very handy with his yellow cards in the first half, as we mentioned. There were a few challenges that he looked to book quite early on. And you always felt that it was going to lead to something in this game. On that far side, Coquelin ball down the line. You mentioned it earlier, not the best passer. Maybe Montoya, maybe doing Coquelin a disservice there.
But Guedes, he needs to provide some ammunition for the strikers. It's dried up a bit. It feels to me as if Santi Mina and Rodrigo, the front two, who have both worked their socks off, they've both been good in my opinion tonight. If they don't create anything themselves, they're not going to get that much ammunition. So I think there's a responsibility on the substitute to give them a hand here.
I don't even think Guedes, since he come on, and on the other side Maximovic are playing as wing backs. They're not. They're playing as midfielders still, and it is just three at the back, and they're under pressure. Dinked over the top, chance here to finish and make it three. Good save by Neto. The effort from Tanner didn't really get much purchase on it from around 9 yards out. Oh, they've given possession away again there. Guedes, and he's committed the foul, and it's a free kick for Las Palmas in a central area about 20 yards out, 25 yards out from goal.
Yeah, well, they could score. They could have wrapped it up here. Tanner fluffs his lines a little bit. The goalkeeper does well, Neto. It's a lovely little scoop pass from Vieira. Bounces on the penalty spot, and it just bounces a bit high for Tanner, so he's got to launch himself off the ground to get contact. Not the best shot, and it's straight at Neto. But look, the pressure hasn't subsided because they're going to free kick here. Galvez fancies it.
It's an opportunity once more for Las Palmas. They have the man advantage, and they are really looking to try and make it tell. Gonzalo Guedes is the player that committed the foul. This could be the ultimate punishment. Galvez hits it over the top of the bar. Yet to secure a point yet, Paco Jimenez, since he took over at Las Palmas, and with half an hour to go here on the Liga Live on TalkSport 2, he's sniffing out all three.
Real test now of Marcelino's management. What's he got in his locker? We've seen Guedes come on. He's got some ammo there. He's got Zazo, he's got Vieto. How's he going to play this? What? At the moment it's 3-4-2. Will he revert to something else if it doesn't work?
Here's Rodrigo at the edge of the penalty area, right hand side. Maximovic gets it across, and Santi Mina tried to get in with a header, couldn't get there, and this is where they'll be susceptible. Las Palmas on the counter. That's going to be another yellow card, this time for Martin Montoya. At this rate, I will be stunned if Valencia end up with 10. The three defenders that they have are all on bookings.
Yeah, could easily be 9, couldn't it? They're rattled, and I think they're rattled because Las Palmas have had a go at them tonight. They really have. I've loved their adventure, playing with no fear. They thought, let's go for it. Nothing to lose.
Well, we've felt that, was there a way back at any point for Las Palmas? You said it pre-game. Nah, they're gone. It's game over.
I'm beginning to.
Well, a win today, and they'll be 2 points behind Deportivo, and then Amir 4 points behind Alaves. It's that tied at the bottom. Here is Guedes. Long way to go though if they're going to get all 3 points. Goes down in the penalty area, but lost his footing like so many did in the first half, and Las Palmas can clear. Reminder, tomorrow afternoon we have Real Madrid versus Deportivo La Coruña. That's on our brand new European Matchday Live show. Andy Brassel and Lars Sivertsen keeping you up to date with all the day's football around Europe, and with that commentary of Real Madrid versus Deportivo. That's from 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here on TalkSport 2. More Copa del Rey for you in midweek as well. It's quarter-final stage, second legs between Real Madrid and Leganés, and on Wednesday night Barcelona against Espanyol, both getting underway at 6:30. Lovely ball from Vieira into the penalty area. Tanner's trying to work the opportunity and get a shot away, and in the end the effort is well wide from Vieira of Neto's left-hand post.
Yes, a lazy effort in the end, about 20 yards out. Jonathan Vieira just takes a swipe at it, comes off the outside of his boot, but look, he's at the heart of everything good that Las Palmas have done this evening. Jonathan Vieira, the skipper, definitely led from the front. And yeah, I said before kick-off that they're down, Las Palmas, but if they play like this, with this much passion, this much energy, this much adventure between now and the end of the season, they will pick up some wins. And it's all about 3-point hauls. Draws not really any good for them now.
There's a chance down that left-hand side, and well, I think he's looking for the free kick there, and I don't think Vieira's going to get it on this occasion. He's just run into two. and that's going to be a goal kick away to our right hand side by Valencia. We have to find some solutions here. 26 minutes remaining plus added time at the end of this game. They're down to 10 men. They have played 4 competitive matches at this Gran Canaria Stadium, losing the 2 in La Liga. It was 3-1 last year, it was 2-1 in 2016. They are just a bogey side for them, Las Palmas. They are.
You get it. Yeah, I remember I was playing in non-league football. It was Dagenham and Redbridge. Every time I played Dagenham and Redbridge, I got tonked. It's horrible. Hated playing there. But no, you get bogey teams. It just happens that way. And Las Palmas, maybe the players, some of these guys, a lot of them were here last season, just taking a bit of confidence from the fact that they've beaten Valencia before. But look, they haven't played like a side that are bereft of confidence tonight. That is for sure. They've got to harness what they've produced in this 65 minutes, bottle it, use it every week between now and the end of the season. They've got a fighting chance, I tell you.
It really was a moment of madness for Gabriel, wasn't it?
Just completely bonkers. I mean, he's a hothead. We knew that already. But there is no excuse for being sent off for dissent. You've got yourself to blame. Which referees ever changed their mind?
Well, and that's the point, isn't it? And the fact that I'm intrigued to find out if it was 2 for dissent, because that's just pure stupidity. You can take one to get yellow carded for dissent once is stupid, but twice, it's off the scale.
Well, it's unforgivable, and
I think you saw that in Marcelino's response when he walked off.
Big time. Yeah, we saw it on our monitor. A very good view, and he was shaking his head. He did not look best pleased with Gabriel.
Here's a chance maybe for Vieira to get it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Opportunity here to try and bend one. Neto makes the save. The effort from Cagliari, and it's well stopped by Neto. And they're just queuing up the Las Palmas players. When they get forward, with only 3 defenders at the back there for Valencia, they are absolutely queuing up.
No, they're rolling the dice, Valencia here. They are going for broke, and every time Las Palmas come at them, it's 3v3. And Valencia just said, okay, we'll accept that. We'll just rely on Neto to kick the ball out and hope that we can get the ball up top to our strikers. Have to say, last 10 minutes, have we seen Rodrigo on the ball? Have we seen Santimina on the ball? Have we seen Guedes on the ball? No. It's not really working. So is Marcelino going to do anything about that?
We shall see. Here's Caleri getting it forward to the right hand side, where he manages to pick up Toledo. Helps on its way to David Simon across the area, and the shot from the edge of the 6-yard box is poked well wide by Hero. Really should have done better.
Yeah, he snatched at this. It's a good play again down the right hand side. Lovely overload. Simon squares it along the 6-yard line, and he just screws the shot horribly wide. Not a good effort from Jairo.
Well, this will be of interest to you, actually. Some football news that's just starting to kind of engulf most Twitter timelines, I think, this time of the evening. Manchester United midfielder Henrik Mkhitaryan seems to have agreed his move to Arsenal in a deal that will see Alexis Sanchez go the opposite way. It is a straight swap, no money involved, paperwork complete, and Mkhitaryan apparently will have a medical in the next couple of days. There's a lot of sources reporting that. Of course, after 10 o'clock tonight, Will Gavin is here with all the football. He'll have reaction highlights and interviews from all of today's football action, and I can assure you he'll be talking about Alexis Sanchez and Henry Mkhitaryan, that's for sure. Rodrigo's going off, Luciano Vieto is coming on. Not a bad replacement, really.
No, well, Vieto, good record against Las Palmas, hat-trick not so long ago, that 4-0 win. So he's not a guy that the hosts will want to see. On that straight swap, I think good deal for both sides, both clubs.
Do you really?
No, I genuinely do. Look, Sanchez wants to go. Arsenal are not in a position to keep a player of his calibre, unfortunately, not in the last year of his contract. And I think to get a straight swap for a player that they could have got lost for free at the end of the season, to get Mkhitaryan, I think that's quite smart. I really do.
You and Paul Merson agree, only you can say his name. That's the difference there.
Look, Mkhitaryan, there was talk that it was 20 million the fee for Sanchez. It's got to be worth more than 20 million, Mkhitaryan.
Oh, here's a chance. Guedes with a shot from the edge of the penalty area. Well worked into Kondogbia. That drops to Gadis at the edge of the penalty area, who drives the shot in straight down the throat of Chichizola. But it just shows there will be opportunities for Valencia, I'm telling you.
Well, there will be opportunities, but when they come, you've got to be a bit more convincing than that. Gadis side foots it quite tamely into the goalkeeper's arms. I think he could have done better. Should have taken a touch.
Oh, there's 5 on the attack here for Las Palmas now. Forward they come, and it's with Tanner towards the edge of the penalty area. Caleri again. Well, it's a good job he's deadly from 12 yards, because from the edge of the box so far, he's really struggling to find the target.
It's not a great finish. He's had a few really bad shots, hasn't he, Tanner, tonight? Oh, that was Cagliari, by the way, yeah. Lovely breakaway. Reminded me of the red arrows with the yellow arrows there. It was crazy, wasn't it? It was like 5 on 3 at one point. Didn't really make the most of it, Las Palmas, but I'm telling you now, this tactical formation is not working for Valencia. They need to change it. Got no grip on this game at all.
Toledo finds Tanner. Toledo in the area. He's overrun that. That's out of play. That will be a goal kick away to our right hand side. We've got 20 minutes left here. Valencia are desperately trying to find a way back in. Las Palmas are having opportunities.
It's not working. I would go 4-2-3.
Oh, hang on. There's a yellow card being waved on the sideline there. Was that one of the substitutes? I think it may well have been a yellow card for Simone Zaza, and he's not even on the field of play. Extraordinary.
Well, when it's not your night, you just worry. Yeah, Valencia, it's just not going to happen for them. Everything going against them.
He has been booked while he's warming up on the sidelines. I've not seen that before. To this right-hand side. Here comes Tanner once more. Out to this near touchline where he finds Toledo. There's a foul there at the edge of the penalty area. Tanner's gone down. I think it's
Coquelin fouled him.
Coquelin, who I don't think has been booked yet. I'd have thought, that's why, because Zaza kicked the ball. He came on the field of play and kicked the ball to try and speed up the goal kick, and he got a yellow card for it, to try and stop time wasting.
Yeah, well, you can't go on the pitch if you're a sub. You know the rules.
The referee's basically just telling Tanner to get up. There's no physio involved.
It's turned into quite a crazy game, this, isn't it? It's all gone a bit madcap. It's gone a bit Benny Hill.
It has. Tanner's limping away. Not that the referee particularly cares. He's busy setting a wall and having a very deep discussion. Oh, and is there another card coming out? Now he's having to go at the goalkeeper. He's booked the goalkeeper. Now, I'm not sure what he's booked the goalkeeper for. I can only assume words have been exchanged, but Neto now has a yellow card as well. As I said earlier, if they have 10 at the end of this, I'm going to be stunned. It's bizarre. We have just over 18 and a half minutes remaining. Vieira's over this free kick. It's out to the right hand side, 5 or 6 yards outside the box, 2 in the wall. I think he'll go for direct for goal this time, which he does, and he hits the left hand side netting of Neto's goal.
Yeah, too ambitious really. It was a good opportunity to swing a cross in. Very difficult to score, never came close. It hit the back of the side netting, and the side netting is massive here at this stadium, so that's a good 3 or 4 yards wide.
What an extraordinary game, and probably for all the wrong reasons. Kondogbia lifts it forward. It's headed away this time by Galvez at the back, picked up by Gadis. Gadis is on the run here. He scored from outside the box last week against Deportivo. There's a yellow card here, no surprise, coming out for Hedo, who has just hacked down Gadis. They've actually scored 7 goals from outside the penalty area, Valencia. Maybe that's why they like their pot shots. It's more than any other La Liga side.
Yeah, okay.
And Gadis is fairly deadly as he's hacked down about 5 or 6 yards outside the centre circle.
Oh, it wasn't a pretty challenge from Jairo, that's for sure. This is too far for a shot. This has to be hoisted into the box.
That's what he's going to do. I'm sure at some point we'll see Zaza come on for Santi Mina as being the final change of the game for Valencia. It's lifted in by Gadis, and Kondogbia goes up to try and win the header on this near side against Penalva, but the whistle was already been blown. It's going to be a free kick on this near side. Plenty being asked of that back three at the moment. Then Tony Leito, Ruben Vezo and Martin Montoya. But it's interesting to see Martin. I mean, it's a new approach. You don't see Premier League managers go, OK, I've had a centre-half sent off, I'm just going to carry on playing with the 3. And as I mentioned, Zaza, here he comes for Santimina.
Yep, I wouldn't have taken Santimina off even though he faded. He looks like a player in good form to me. 7 goals now in 7 starts. He's a guy that tends to deliver. I mean, there's a lot of substitute appearances for him this season.
It's kind of confirmation we aren't going to see a defender. There's going to be no change in this tactical plan from Marcelino. Maximovic has it, gets it to Gadis inside the centre circle. He's immediately engulfed by yellow shirts to the point where he almost disappears into a ring of yellow around him. He's got it back though, and he's dancing through on this left hand side, out wide on this near side. He's got support from Vieto, gets it to Kondogbia, helps him its way towards Vieto, but too much on it, and it's into the arms of Leandro Chichizola. We have 16 minutes left here. La Liga Live on TalkSport 2 at the Estadio de Gran Canaria, and Las Palmas lead Valencia by 2-1, and Valencia are down to 10 men.
They're getting a bit desperate, aren't they, at the moment? It's very ragged. Not massively impressed with Kondogbia and Coquelin's second half. You want them to experience players to take a grip of the game, down to 10 men, but they've kind of been bypassed. They've not getting any foothold, and they're allowing Las Palmas to just steam through every single time, no problem. 3-3-3.
Alen Halalovic is due to come on, the Croatian, second season here at Las Palmas. He will enter the fray shortly as Ruben Vezo is just pressurised that time at the edge of the penalty area, and he just puts the ball out of play for a throw on the far side. It's Hero that's coming off, and it will be Halalovic that comes on. Normally, of course, with the likes of Hamburg and Daniel Zagreb. Spent some time at Barcelona and Sporting Gijón as well, and he's on for the last quarter of an hour for Las Palmas.
Good ovation for Chiro. Look, they're having a great night. Support, aren't they? They are loving this. I think most people turned up here thinking, we're in for another battering, but it just hasn't happened. Sampero, like you say, experienced player, been around.
Well, it has been an interesting game, that's for sure. As that one swung in towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and Halalovic is there, and it's defensive work done by Kondogbia again. They were short at the back, and immediately Halalovic is on, and he's booked within 30 seconds for taking down Kondogbia, who was just charging away from him. Well, that's one of the fastest yellow cards I think I've seen.
Didn't mess around, did he?
I was saying that, obviously the fact that Zaza got one without even being on the field probably is equally as quick.
It's just not happening for Zaza at the moment. He's got one goal in his last 10. Brilliant spell, didn't he? Had a hot streak in the autumn, and he's reverted to West Ham type lately.
Yeah, he has indeed, that's for sure. It's down this right-hand side, the chase is on, and it's collected by Vezo, defensively for Valencia. Gadis has it on this near side, does well, gets it to Coquelin. Kondogbia is just beaten to the ball by Penalba, and then they'll hunt down as a pack that time, and Maximovic will help out as well, and they don't quite get there, and Las Palmas keep it again.
They're coping very, very well. I know they've got a man advantage, Las Palmas, but they're just not looking rattled. I would have expected a team as desperate for 3 points to be edgy. It's the opposite. They look super relaxed. It's as if, they are having fun. They've probably not had this much fun all season, have they?
No, I don't think we have, watching Las Palmas, to be fair. With 13 minutes remaining, they lead by 2-1. Reminder as well, plenty more live sport coming this weekend on TalkSport 2 tonight from midnight. The Australian Open, we got coverage for you, including that fourth round game between Carl Edmund and Andreas Seppi. As away down the left hand side come Las Palmas once more inside the penalty area, trying to get it across to Caleri, who turns and gets the shot away. It's blocked first time, and Kondogbia takes it off his toes. There was a decent effort from the edge of the 6-yard box. Zaza is fouled as well, and Valencia will clear from 10 yards outside their own penalty area.
He did his job for the team there. Kondogbia inside the box as a central midfielder, but he got himself back in that danger zone. Vital block, absolutely colossal, isn't he? Physically, Kondogbia, and he put his body in the way there of Cagliari, who's been such a handful tonight. I remember him having one or two decent run-outs for West Ham United. Never looked completely at home, but tonight he's been terrific.
Javi Castellano is coming on for Las Palmas. A reminder then, as well as that tennis for you, From 3 o'clock tomorrow, it's the first European match day live with commentary of Real Madrid versus Deportivo, and then from 7 o'clock tomorrow night, NFL match day live, the AFC Championship match between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots. Prior to last weekend, one of the tightest defences in NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were very open last weekend. There's no two ways about that. They take on the Patriots, of course, who everyone thinks will wander into the Super Bowl yet again. Is there a shock on the cards? You'll find out tomorrow night here on TalkSport 2 from 7 o'clock.
Looking forward to that one. We didn't think there was a shock tonight on the cards, and well, what are we, 11 minutes or so plus injury time away from a massive upset that will delight Atletico Madrid. It will please Barcelona.
Well, Real will feel like big winners as well, with the opportunity to close in. Gabriel Penalba has departed on the drinks trolley. Javi Castellano is on in the latest change for Las Palmas, as they go in search of what would be a third home win of the season, just their fourth in total, lift them up to 14 points with 18 games left in this La Liga campaign. On halfway, back towards their own penalty area, they find Galvez, and he just tries to give the ball to David Simon on his near side, who feels a little discomfort. Gerdis has come on and has looked lively, but not really made anything happen yet for Valencia.
I expected a bit more. There's just no real structure to their play. Sometimes this happens when you lose a player and the manager goes for broke.
Oh, Coquelin goes down, edge of the penalty area is Kaleri, who can't quite get there. Halilovic picks it up 25 yards from goal on his left foot, tries the shot. It's blocked by Vezo, and then he gets a second challenge in to clear it away. Right hand side of the penalty area, trying to drive it forward is Toledo, and that's a decent stop as well, this time by Tony Leito, who concedes the corner.
Yeah, Toledo's impressed me this evening. Right winger for Las Palmas. It's so direct. Almost every time he gets the ball, he tries to take his man on, and it's just injected a lot of life into this Las Palmas performance. They're so ragged, Valencia. I think I'm disappointed in the way they've coped with going to 10 men. It's a mess.
They have 10 men. They trail by 2-1 against the bottom side in La Liga. Straight down the throat that time of Neto, as it was lifted in by Las Palmas into the penalty area. Neto gets it up towards Zaza. Zaza then just tries to smuggle his way through, but can't quite get there. It's out of play for a throw on the far side, which Valencia have 10 yards inside their own half. It'll be taken by Martin Montoya, one of the three players who is shielding at the back for Valencia since the sending off of Gabriel Paulista, what we believe was 2 lots of dissent in the same incident with the referee. 2 yellow cards in the space of about 30 seconds. It's not the first time I've seen that in La Liga, but it would be the first time I've seen it for 2 lots of dissent. And it means he was going to miss a game anyway for the first yellow card. I think now he misses the game on Wednesday night in the Copa del Rey, and then also the game at home against Real Madrid at Mestalla next weekend.
It's one of the most brainless things I've seen a player do this season. He was asking for it. He left the referee with absolutely no option but to dismiss him.
Also, don't you, when you're playing, I mean, you can answer this, don't you get a feel for the referee? And the way he was dishing out yellow cards like sweeties,
of course you did.
You kind of think, I don't need to have this argument. Even in the heat of the game, it's 1-1, you're away from home, well, what do you need to argue for? Oh, here they come again, towards the edge of the penalty area, on a drive out wide to the right-hand side, where they once more find Toledo. Las Palmas looking for a third to really seal victory here at the byline, trying to get the cross in. Tony Leito blocks it. Kondogbia wins the second header out. Gadis on this near side will try and keep it in. He'll lose out though to David Simon, and his ball in is cleared away from the edge of the penalty area, only as far as the Croatian Halilovic, who holds the ball up edge of the centre circle. Chance now from inside the centre circle to push it to the right hand side once more for David Simon, who's now on the counter. Now down the right, Toledo gets a decent ball in towards Kaleri, who goes up for the header, and Montoya has to put it behind for a corner for Las Palmas.
Well, it's all Las Palmas. If anyone's going to score, you think it'd be the home team to make it 3-1. It's Valencia that are clinging on. Can't really believe what I've seen second half. Lost their heads.
Taken short by Las Palmas towards the edge of the penalty area. lifted over the top of the crossbar of Neto. That's a real waste that time, as it was lifted forward by Dani Castellano.
Let me remind you of that stat that we discussed earlier. Against the top 8 this season, Las Palmas scored 1, conceded 25. Yeah, they're beating Valencia here 2-1. It's a massive shock.
Well, they've now scored 3 and conceded 26. The question is, are they going to concede number 27? And if they do, well, it could be a point apiece, which I think right now Marcelino would run. Well, I would say he'd run, but we're on an island, obviously, so he ain't going to get very far if he tries to run too far. He needs to fly.
Yeah, he would totally take a point right now.
All launched forward. Tony Leto's going to win a header for Valencia midway inside his own half. Montoya then follows that one up with a second headed victory, but Las Palmas pick up possession just through the sheer numbers that they have. And Dani Castellano, who's the few players who's not been booked, commits the foul, and it's a free kick on that far side for Valencia. 6 minutes remaining on TalkSport 2. It's La Liga Live. Las Palmas leading Valencia, who are down to 10 men by 2 goals to 1. Here is Ruben Veza into the centre circle. Kondogbia is there. That's better from Valencia. Here's Tony Leto, who's come forward down this left-hand side. He has support short in Vieto, who of course is on loan from Atletico Madrid. And it's turned by Gadiz back towards Kondogbia. Immediately that extra man tells. He has 3 round him. Kondogbia does brilliantly to win it back though. Gadiz though is then dispossessed in the middle of the park by Javi Castellano. And Las Palmas win it back and just have a bit of control possession for a change, because it really is breakneck the rest of the time, and Zaza putting the keeper under pressure.
I must say that the speed of this game has been Premier League standard, hasn't it? It's not been slow, it's not been deliberate, it's been really frenetic. 2 fit teams actually, not seeing any massive signs of fatigue or the game slowing down. I think they've done well physically, these 2 teams, but in terms of the brain power, it's Las Palmas that are the better side.
David Simon, he's still got his shirt tucked in.
Brilliant. I'm loving this. And honestly, how many players in the modern era tuck their shirts in? You just don't see it. That's why I mentioned it.
They have a free kick.
Were you a tucker-inner?
Usually couldn't get one to fit me. I had to have it hanging out. I tucked it in, that wouldn't have looked good.
In my era,
find me any Sunday League players who tuck their shirts in.
In my era, the 90s shirts were massive. They were always way too baggy, so you kind of had to tuck them in.
Ray Parler was a tucker in there, wasn't he? Long ball pumped in forward by Valencia. It's hacked up in the air though, from the centre half position that time by Zimo Navarro, and there's a foul by Kondogbia as it comes down, and it's a free kick to Las Palmas from midway inside their own half. And no surprise, he's absolutely charged into that tackle against Javi Castellano.
Yeah, he's very aggressive. I think he's clearly a key man, Kondogbia. For Valencia, he's playing ahead of Coquelin. It's Coquelin that's got the unenviable task of shielding a fairly dodgy looking back 3 for Valencia. He's not done a great job at it, Coquelin, because chance after chance have been created second half.
I think Simone Zaza is looking. There's another yellow card. Well, we knew it was coming, and it's Ruben Veza who gets his second yellow card of the game, and it's another sending off for Valencia. They are down to 9 men. Well, we knew it was coming. I think he's been accused of leading with the elbow here, right on the edge of the penalty area. It's a foul this time on Cagliari. Second yellow of the game for Ruben Veza. He's off. Valencia are down to 9 for the final 3 minutes.
Dear, oh dear. That's both centre halves off. I'm looking at the replay. Does he do anything wrong there, Adam?
No. I mean, that is not. I mean, it's probably a foul because he has gone across with his arm. In fact, he's given him a straight.
No, it was 2 yellows. It was
a second yellow.
This
the replay just showed the red.
This referee's garbage.
Well, Valencia are down to 9 now for the final 2.5 minutes plus added time. Surely Las Palmas are going to win just their 4th game of the season. Now third here, I mean this could be the key. Home games could be the key. If they can have any chance of surviving, they will no longer be at the foot of the La Liga table if they secure this victory, of course, because they are level on points with Malaga at the moment. Zaza's chasing this one down. He's got a lot of chasing to do if he's going to get back to Chichizola. Oh, and he almost got it. Chichizola nearly lost possession 10 yards outside his own box, and he's ended up putting it into touch on the near side. The 9 men are charging forward with Vieto down the left-hand side. Gets the crossover. Chance to finish it. Oh, he was arriving inside the penalty area. I think it was Maksimovic that was arriving inside the penalty area, and in the end he just couldn't quite get there with an opportunity to finish that off. Or it may have been Vieto actually, but wouldn't that have been extraordinary?
Oh, it really would. That was really good play. It's the only piece of good play we've seen from Valencia in the last 20 minutes. Excellent stuff down the left-hand side. Whips it towards the far stick. Maksimovic is in the right place to meet the ball. He just can't get enough on the shot. Goalkeeper. I mean, it started from the goalkeeper. He had all the time in the world, Chichizola, and then he invited Zaza to press him, and he almost had egg on his face.
It was Maksimovic, because it was Vieto's ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, Vieto did really well down the left. But 9 men, it's tough. I'm pretty sure I ended the game with playing as part of an 8-man team for Southend United down at Swansea a few years ago, and that was fun.
Coquelin is now playing as a centre half, which I know he has done before.
Man City this season.
But didn't they also try him at times as one of the 3? Yeah, they've tried it in training, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so. But he did start against Manchester City as a centre half, controversially. And actually, even though a lot of people laughed at that tactical choice, for me, he was Arsenal's best centre half that day, which wasn't a great day. So now he can do it. But look, no centre halves left. You've got a central midfielder flanked by 2 full-backs. It's an absolute tactical car crash from Marcelino. He is not.
Good fun though.
Yeah, it's great fun, but I don't think he's responded well to the Gabriel red card. I think he's messed up.
Cadiz is want to throw on this near side for Valencia. We are into added time at the end of this game. Wonder how much the referee's going to tag on. We will find out. Valencia are down to 9 men, of course. They trail 2-1. Into Zaza in the area. Turns, gets it on his left foot. Oh my word! It's literally inches wide in the right-hand post. Zaza took it in, turned onto that favoured left foot of his, got the shot away, and the keeper was rooted to the spot, and it's half a foot maybe wide of that post, and I think it took a deflection. Zaza's claiming it did. I think it did too, but I think the referee's having none of it.
I'm not sure there's any oxygen left in this stadium. There was such a big intake of breath there. That was unbelievable. The ground just fell silent because there was an element of panic. Zaza's almost conjured up an unlikely equaliser there. It was great play from him, and it did take a nick, I think, towards goal. Just not quite enough. It almost kissed the outside of the post. Goalkeeper was rooted to the spot. He was beaten.
Well,
yeah, was that their chance?
We've got 3 minutes left here of added time. Las Palmas leading Valencia by 2-1. Proper bit of drama for you on La Liga live tonight here on Talk Sport 2 from the island of Gran Canaria. As Kondogbia gets a boot in, and it's out of play, and it will be a throw-in on this near side for Las Palmas, who are desperately trying to kill time. Ruben Bezo and Gabriel, the 2 centre halves for Valencia, sent off, both for 2 yellow cards. As the header away comes from Coquelin. I'd like to say we didn't see it coming. There's a dive to the ground there. Kondogbia is there, gets it up towards Zaza, who wins the first ball, then goes chasing after the second, but it's well swept round by Jimo Navarro, who will bring it forward down that left-hand side, in towards Vieira, the scorer of the first for Valencia. On halfway, Navarro's there. Now it's Vieira that has it, and if you've got any sense here, Las Palmas, you will just keep the ball, and they go all the way back to Chichizola with 2 minutes of added time to play.
I don't know. I wouldn't have gone back to the keeper. I would have been looking to play that inside the Valencia half, go as far away from your own goal as possible. They did the opposite, and just about got away with it. They got a throw.
Yeah, they did. Chichizola's clearance wasn't the best, but it did take a deflection, so it's a throw on that left-hand side for Las Palmas. No wonder Paco Jimenez is pacing around in his technical area. He's yet to secure a point. He is full-time head coach number 3 this season for Las Palmas as they go in search of victory. There's a chance here, maybe looking for number 3. And in fact, there's another yellow card coming out here. And this is for Francis Coquelin, who hadn't been booked previously. But Coquelin gets a yellow card. It's a free kick on the left edge of the penalty area.
Well, look, Francis could have had 3 or 4 yellow cards himself tonight. He does pull the shirt off of Jonathan Cagliari's back. Definite free kick, and look, it's game over now. The clock's ticking down. We're into the final minute. They are going to milk this for all it's worth. Las Palmas, league out time. They deserve this. Make no mistake, this isn't a fluky win. Yes, they've been given a leg up by the referee, who's been pretty poor, I think. But they've earned it by their adventure and boldness.
Here's the free kick. Vieira's over the top of it. 30 seconds of added time to play. Well, the time he's taking to mark out the 10-yard spot, you feel there'll be more than the 4 minutes. And it's going to be Vieira, and I'm fairly sure they'll run it to the corner if they actually get round to taking it. We're into the last 10 seconds of what should be added time. Las Palmas leading by 2-1. They have taken it. Referee looks at his watch, and it's Vieira who runs to the corner flag. There he tries to hold the ball in. The 4 minutes of play, and the whistle goes. And listen to the roar around the Estadio Gran Canaria. Well, no wonder the referee's taking his card out to tot up how many he's sent off and booked in this game. Valencia finished the game with 9 men, but all of that will pale into insignificance. The bottom side in La Liga, after losing their last 3, have a victory at last, and it's a first victory as well for Paco Jiménez, their coach. Marcelino trudges off disconsolately down the touchline after 5 minutes. When Santi Mina put Valencia in front, you thought, oh no, here we go again. You can almost feel it in the stadium, but the performance from Las Palmas from that moment on was quite superb. Jonathan Vieira with the first, Cagliari from the penalty spot with the second. That was what saw the first red card for Gabriel after he was booked twice in the space of 30 seconds for dissent. Ruben Vezo got a second yellow as well. Zaza came close to sealing a point late on when Valencia were down to 9 men. But it's high drama on the island of Gran Canaria. Las Palmas are off the foot of La Liga at last. Full time at the Estadio de Gran Canaria. It's finished. Las Palmas 2, Valencia 1. This is the Liga Live on TalkSport 2.